away the heat from the intermediate heat exchanger, and in the steam generator the water takes away the heat and gets converted into steam. This process continues. Okay. Now, let us talk about some of the advantages that we have of nuclear power plants. The advantages that we have are: reduces the demand for coal, gas and oil. As we have seen, the nuclear fuel is a very concentrated form of energy, and the coal, gas and oil are fossil fuels and which perish after some time. So, we can reduce the demand for these fuels we have got, and it can be run throughout the year. If you take the case of a hydropower plant, it can be run only in the case when we have got plenty of water, whereas in a nuclear power plant we can continuously run the power plant throughout the year. Transportation is not a problem, as the fuel is very highly concentrated form. So, less quantity of fuel is required in order to generate more heat. So, transportation is not a problem. Next we have area required is less compared to hydropower stations, where the area required by the nuclear power plant is less. Now, I got the other one: reliable and economical for bulk generation. Okay. So, the cost per unit it would be very much less. Okay. These are some of the advantages of a nuclear power plant. Let us talk about the disadvantages that we have by going for a nuclear power plant. Disadvantages are: it is not suitable for varying loads. That is, if we have got a varying load, the steam generation is high, steam requirement is high. So, the reactions have to be done at a faster rate. So, controlling the reactor it would be a problem. So, we generally use a nuclear power plant as a base load station. Okay. Now, next we have got the capital cost is very high, because the construction of the nuclear reactor is very costly. The next point we have is radioactivity is a problem. That is, the radiations that come out, they have to be taken care of. Okay. These are the disadvantages of a nuclear power plant. Now, we have got one more disadvantage, that is the disposal of waste is also a problem, because the waste they possess the radiations as well. So, this disposal is a problem, is not it? Now, we have got the next topic to talk about, that is radioactivity. Radioactivity, as we have said, in the nuclear reactor the radiations are generated. Radiations are alpha, beta and gamma particles. These, when come in contact with the human life, they affect the human life. So, this has to be avoided. Now, in order to control these, we have, if we take case of a moderate solid waste that are there, these must be buried in the ground and until such point where it loses its radioactivity. Now, if we take case of a moderate liquid wastes, these are discharged into dry wells. If we take the case of a gaseous waste, these gaseous wastes are discharged to atmosphere at a stack height of 100 meters above the ground. Okay. So, these are the various ways. We can as well, if we have got some active wastes that are there in a nuclear reactor, these can be taken care by keeping them in concrete structures until the radiations are reduced. We can as well use the emptied coal mines for the disposal of nuclear wastes. The nuclear wastes are disposed in salt heaps. The salt heaps are kept nearby. The salt, it is a very good absorber of nuclear radiations, right. So, these are the various methods by which we can control the radiations. Okay. Now, let us see some photographs. These are the pipes that carry the steam to the generator plants. If you observe, the steam is carried through these pipes to the generator. If you look, this is the cooling tower. As we have seen, the steam, when it passes through the turbine, loses its velocity as well as pressure. It passes through the condenser. In the condenser, we are removing the heat that is present in the steam. For this process, we require a cold water. That cold water passes through the condenser, steam also passes through the condenser. The heat of the steam is carried by the water, and the water in turn gets heated. This heated water has to be cooled down for reuse in the condenser. So, this cooling is done in a cooling tower. Okay. We have got the main room, that is the control room of a nuclear power plant, where a close eye is kept upon the various nuclear reactions that are taking place. So, if there is any problem, we have got the instruments which indicate the problem, and thereby a corrective action can be taken care of. Okay. Now, let us play the game Kaun Banega Answer Pati. Fission involves, does it involve breaking of heavy nucleus into lighter nucleus, combining two light nuclei into heavier nucleus, or both A and B, or none of the above? We know that fission is, it involves in fission, means breaking of heavy nucleus into lighter nucleus. Let us answer the next question. The slowing down of the fast neutron in the chain reaction is accomplished by rejector, coolant, moderator, is it a radiator? The correct answer would be moderator, which slows down the neutrons in order to increase the fission occurrence. Now, let us answer one more. Control rods for nuclear reactor are made of graphite, concrete, cadmium, lead. The correct answer would be cadmium. Okay. So, we had talked about the nuclear power plant and the layout and the various reactors that we have. In the coming sessions, we will talk about the combined operations of all the nuclear plants.